Rise and shine, wild ones! It's Bernadette. I'm here with your Pick a Card Tarot reading for Sunday, January 18th, 2021. Oh, Sundays. It's the crown chakra day. The sun is bringing all the clarity. Get it? Sunday, ruled by the sun. And so I just had to, I'm continuing the flannel, my plaid flannel, because it's cold here in Florida, y'all. And I'm just so grateful for the spirit animal guide that showed up for you guys today. And the message that came through. I It's the firefly. And when I asked the animal spirit guides what that means for you all today, because this card is also the Six of Wands, and that is about victory and valor and just everything that you've done and all the choices that you've made up till now. Just that's it. They come together and you're the big winner. That's, everybody else that's been involved is the big winner, but you're definitely the big winner as well. So when we take a look at, and I just want to very briefly go through the traditional tarot card meanings for the Six of Wands, because I do read from my own deck, which is the Arc Animal Tarot and Oracle deck. It is based on the Rider-Waite system, and then also, has the animal allies in it, right? So, which, oh my gosh, the accurate readings, the in-depth readings are just, wow, they're crazy, like today. So, when we take a look at that card, what you'll see is, you've got this fella up there and he's got his, everybody's parading, he's in a parade and everybody is, hey, look at you've done great things, except for the horse, which a horse doesn't look so happy. But if you take this card at face value, basically what's happened here, because the Kabbalists call the Six of Wands tarot card the Lord of Victory, but the victory is outwards as well as inwards. And what that means is that people are sitting up and they're taking notice of you. They're taking notice of the things you're doing, the things that you're saying. But it's all of this is coming to fruition because of your true intentions, because your pure intentions. And the green cloth there shows creativity, prosperity, and love. Whatever this is that you've done, that you've excelled at, that you've achieved, you're not resting on your laurels. You're going to move forward. You're going to do more. But mostly you've had success because you've inspired others, you've supported others, you have lifted them up. And so when I saw the card, and I asked the animal allies to bring me the visions of what the Six of Wands means, and then of course the firefly means for this reading on this day, all I could see was like, how do I describe it? I don't know if you get, well, you'll know what it is today. The phones are connected now through cell towers, right? With energy, with electricity that goes through them. That's what wireless is all about. But there are wires in places. And all I could see were these thousands and thousands of fireflies, or lightning bugs as we call them here in the South. There were strings from one to each. And it occurred to me that they were having, it was like a Skype call. It was like having a Zoom meeting. And they were all talking. And then it hit me, the light is how the fireflies talk to each other. That's their form of communication for every reason. To protect their territory, to help ward off, warn other fireflies. They use it in mating rituals, that kind of thing. Y'all, I might seem a little out of it, but because it slammed into my consciousness. This reading today for you guys, this daily tarot reading, this is about one thing: shining your light in communication, meaning communicating your light, communicating with passion and pure intentions and love for everyone else. but doing it by shining your light, because as you shine your light, you help give others permission to shine their own. That's a quote from somebody, or that's a paraphrase of that quote. It takes nothing away from one candle to light 100 other candles. It's still going to burn at the same rate, right? All of these things, but it's about the light. And what that tells me is this. That tells me that, you know, we always need light in this world. The more light, the better. And the more people shining their light and showing others the light. And when I say the light, I don't, what's being told to me is it's not about, it's about the metaphysical wisdom and knowledge that you and I share every day, right? That you share with your spiritual group of people, I share with my spiritual group of people, in my shamanic circles and this and that, you do the same. But this is literally about shining that light that lives within you. So it is your light. This is not one of the, hey, you're going to be successful and be yourself and wear your true colors. It's not one of those. It's about lighting the path for others in this type of spirituality, in metaphysics. So for instance, if a friend comes to you and they say, it is the strangest thing, I keep seeing lions. Everywhere I turn, it's lions. You are being called to take a second and ask them, do they know anything about synchronicity? Maybe they are, you ask them and you say, well, how many times do you think that's happened? Oh, 3 times, 5 times, I know. Have you ever thought about looking up the meanings of numbers? I'm feeling like maybe that has something to do with, and depending on how receptive they are, they may be receptive to hearing the word numerology. They may not. They may be more receptiver. They may be receptiver. They might be more receptive to hearing, well, I really feel like numbers mean something. At least I think they do. Would you consider, and tell them what the 3 or the 5 times, means. That's the kind of light that you're being asked to communicate, is that kind of light, but that light which lives inside of you. Like, I can only tell people so much about numerology, right? But I can talk all day long about spirit, totem, and power animals, tarot, psychic, mediumship development, that kind of thing. I got you on that. So it's somewhat like what you're an expert in, or an authority, or really well versed in, or you feel like that person is being told at the time, or even yourself is being told. But we have to find each other. There's a big thing that's been going on, a saying, hashtag that's been going on Facebook for a long time, and Twitter, find the helpers. It's like that, but I think it's more. It's like you're being called to be one of the teachers, one of the ferrymen that bring people over to the other side. It sounds so much more dastardly than I didn't mean it to sound, but we have cookies. So you get where I'm going with this. I cannot express enough that is what Firefly is meaning for today. Now, interestingly, Firefly eggs glow. And what that tells me is these eggs that you've planted inside of yourself now need to be seen by the world. That you've been incubating, that is fertile, that is sitting there, that is shining, that is glowing. Maybe you're thinking about being a teacher, a Reiki teacher, a quantum touch, quantum healing, theta healing, any kind of thing like that. Maybe you're thinking about being a natural bakery. It doesn't matter, but there's something about the eggs that you're gestating, that are so, they glow with this magical, beautiful golden light. And that tells me that they're going to hatch just fine, and that everything is going to be fantastic. Now, in some species of firefly, even the larvae emit that light. And firefly eggs have been observed to flash in response to stimulus, like tapping, like gently tapping, or vibrations. Vibrations tapping, the tapping from the universe, tap, 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 I'm trying to tell you something, tap, 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 I'm your spirit guide, I'm trying to tell you something, tap, 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 I'm your spirit totem power animal, your angel, your whatever, I'm trying to tell you something. And then it's the vibration of what comes through. The light inside of you here, the light inside of you here, the light inside of you here is already trying to communicate. It's already responding to the stimuli. Now your job is to help others find their way to do the same. It can be one conversation just in passing that makes people go, what? Interesting. And they'll remember it. They may not know why for a while, but they'll remember it. Also, fireflies produce, I'm reading this now because I feel like it's, I feel like the cold light that is produced by fireflies, they are the most efficient light in the world, if that makes sense. 100% of the energy that they produce is emitted as light. 100%. Whereas a regular light bulb that we have, only 10% of the energy that it has to muster up produces itself as light. What? Because what that tells me is that's in perfect alignment with everything we always hear from the scientists. You have no idea the actual power in one drop of your blood, in one of your molecules. If we could harness that power and extrapolate it, holy cow. So all of that power lives inside of you at 100%. And what percentage are you actually operating on? What percentage of the light are you emitting? What percentage of the light, when you're responding to stimuli, are you emitting? What are you? I told the story, I don't know, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, about this little customer service boy. I'll let that kid rile me up. I don't know why I did it, but again, I'm going to use the word I used last time. He was just heinous. He was just hateful to be hateful. And so I responded to the stimuli. Okay, but I didn't shine my light. I didn't. I was Darth Vader. I am your customer. Like, I am your customer, right? Not that comes with huge expectations. It really doesn't. But I am a human, you know. Luke, I am not a human, or I used to be a human. Like, anyway. Why I'm going down that rabbit hole is this. You have the capacity to operate at 100%. You have the capacity to shine your light at 100%. Do you have any idea how brilliant that makes you? Do you have any idea? I'm not even going to say, and you know, in that, if you only use this percentage, that's not good enough. It's not. We're striving for 100% because we're wild ones. And we absolutely know that is inside of us. It is who we are. And so we're not going to settle for X percentage of 100%. We're going to keep going. Just like the Six of Wands says. This is not a card about resting on your laurels. This is not a card about being that one-time winner. This is not about that. This is about over and over and over again getting everything that you flash your light at, that you show up and you shine for. That's what that's about. The trick is, not that there's a trick, it's got to be from the purest intentions. Y'all, do you know what it takes to produce 7 readings a week, plus all of the content for my sites, plus the new book, plus the new deck, plus the blah, 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 blah. I've got 26 maybe 30 videos that are going to drop at the first of the month about, you know, the spirit animal scopes are coming. This whole thing about zodiac signs is coming, and love and all, you know, it's February coming up. I got to talk about love. So it takes a lot, and it's a commitment. And I have a lot of people ask me, would you do it even if you didn't get paid? Yes, I would. Oh, yes, I would. I love it that much. And I love you guys that much. Hopefully it helps some of y'all out there. Hopefully it brings joy to your life. And that's, hopefully it helps you self-actualize. And that's why Bernadette's light blinks. My job in this lifetime is to help people self-actualize. Period, end of story. The power of human performance. So as you're going through your Sunday, please, 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 it is so important that um, and I know I've said it 1,000 times, but just that you emit your light in a communication to other people. But again, it's not like, yeah, look at me light. It's the light of wisdom, the light of God, the light of this, the light of all of those descriptors. That's what it's about. So I hope this has been helpful, and I hope your crown chakra is just feeling buzzy and warm and fabulous. And I hope this Sunday is just as glorious and bright for you as anything that you wish or desire. And in all of that, what is your biggest job? What is the biggest thing? What is the biggest light that you have to emit? That you are now and you always will stay wild.